everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. As we head towards kickoff, two quarterbacks will be on the field today trying to push their team to victory. It's the Steelers going up against the Browns. With that, let's send it out to our broadcast team. Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis with this Week 2 matchup.
We're just a stone's throw away from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as we get set for football at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to Week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. This one taken just inside the 10. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Southern man, this is Jerick McKinnon, and he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
Second down, offense behind the sticks here, 2nd and 13. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. But good luck there as a ball carrier. You get handed that football, look up, oh, there's a big D tackle ready to swallow you whole for a loss.
Yeah, you kind of count on your guys to give you at least a little bit of time, a little bit of space to try and maneuver, but not on that one. And when you have a defensive tackle who is that strong, that agile, he's a lot to deal with. Sometimes you have to double him, and sometimes you're not able to block him no matter who's trying.
They'll set up to throw, and that is incomplete. And a look at the offense that is hoping to put some points up in bunches here in this one. And on third down, the Browns going to go with a nickel set. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver, his second touchdown on the season. And the Steelers have taken a first quarter lead. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. Let's meet the offensive starters, and let's discuss Corey Coleman, first wide receiver drafted out of last year's class.
And there was a reason for that. When you watched his tape, when you watched his games, you saw his explosiveness and ability to play the ball in the air downfield. Don't get hung up on the fact he only ran 4 routes at Baylor. Just coach him up and turn him loose.
And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40.
That looked like a 2-deep coverage, which we call cover 2. And what that really means is you have corners, what we call rolled up in about a 5-yard area on the outside receivers. Then your safeties are back closer to the hash marks near the middle of the field, somewhere around 10 to 12 yards back. So if you can break through the first level, you've got a chance to run before you encounter any type of resistance from the safeties.
We saw the example of it right there. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. He was trying to get it to Jerick McKinnon there. And it's 3rd and short. And the starting defensive unit here for Pittsburgh.
Ronald Darby's selection makes a general manager look good. A terrific ball hawk who is eager to tackle in the run game.
Two yards to go here on 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward to get the first down.
And he will find his man on the outside. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Now McKinnon. And a short gain here down to the 22. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. And the defense with their backs against the wall a little bit here as the offense is in the red zone.
Here we go.
Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That's complete right around the 8. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
He'll look to throw. That's caught at the 1. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Their big tight end. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Browns can grab the lead if they hit the extra point. Now after the touchdown, it's Sturgis to send it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch in the...
And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. And the Browns offense back out there ready to take over. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior, big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up.
A 1-yard gain could look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
It's a gain of 9 yards, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Red zone opportunity.
The Steelers insert their nickel defense on 3rd down.
Yeah, they add a DB. And on 3rd and inches, we're going to get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. It's a quarterback sneak. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the 1st down.
And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line. They run it with McKinnon. And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
We are watching a runner having a really nice game. Carrying it very well. Vision is excellent, but boy, look at the help he's getting. Offensive line, I think they're pretty eager to block for him.
On play action, they'll throw. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Their big tight end with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Browns add on to their lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Now, after the touchdown, it's Sturgis to send it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
It'll be a gain of 4, and it'll make it 2nd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. 23 yards on the play. So the offense has it 1st and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Anytime a ball is thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Slips past him.
Where'd he go?
A really good pickup of 28 yards.
And that was a beautifully executed screen pass. They let the rushers get upfield and get the escorts in front, meaning the offensive linemen, other blockers out in front. completed the pass beautifully. So now you've got all that open space with big guys leading the way.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a first down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. An extra defensive back on the field here for 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. And he fires one, but incomplete. So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. From the right hash, this from 33. And Boswell's kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So the drive stalls out, but they are able to put 3 points on the board.
Yeah, just a yard or two shorter than an extra point, so no problems converting there.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now the Browns coming out on the field. And they had the touchdown during the last drive, and I'm guessing that you like the balance they had on that last drive.
And I loved it. Forget liking it. Absolutely love what they were doing, because to be ahead of the defense that much, where every play call you have, run or pass, is working pretty well for you.
Makes you look like a genius.
It really does. It also lets you know that your preparation was pretty good, and now the defense has to do all the adjusting.
Well, we saw the practice film this week. They wanted to focus on these intermediate passing plays, and it paid off there.
And they took that focus not just to the practice field, but in the film room to show the guys exactly what they wanted, what types of looks they should expect to get, and how they would beat those coverages each and every time, and it paid off on that play.
So now 11 yards to go for this offensive unit. It's 2nd down.
Let's go! Green!
They'll set up a throw. And Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Anthony Barr in there to sack him for a loss of 6. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
It'll wind up being stopped for no gain, and it'll lead to a 4th down. On 4th down, here's Brett Kern to punt the football away. That's taken on the 25. That'll be a 43-yard punt, but a net of just 33 following a 10-yard return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's got his man on the out route. A gain of 6 there on first. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. And they're just a couple of yards shy of a first down here on 3rd down. They come out here in the eye, and they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line.
Football's such a game of tendencies, down and distance, and on 3rd and inches, 3rd and 1, you're thinking, man, the fullback's probably going to get the ball. But when you get to 3rd and 2, most of the time that's either the running back or a pass play. That's a nice tendency breaker by the offensive team there. Hand it to their big guy to pick up the first down.
And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Now they go screen. It's complete. Room here to run. And he'll go out of bounds down inside the 15-yard line. A big play there on the screen pass. 30 yards.
As we continue to advance in the NFL, as people continue to scout players, they really don't care as much about body types as they care about those guys who can make people miss, run through tackles, and gain all that additional run after catch. Anybody has that ability, they want them on their team.
That is caught at the 7-yard line. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. Brief break in the action here. More from Cleveland after this. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
One thing I know, defensive coaches love it when they don't have to invite their players to the party. This strong safety, you never have to ask him twice to help him run support. He's going to arrive and in a bad mood.
They're going to look to throw. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And Boswell's kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
That's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points, but they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline somewhat happy.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it's a 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw, eluding the pressure right. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
And that's caught inside the 35. And give him a gain of 37. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. Here's McKinnon, and he is going to lose yardage here. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
And that was a nice play by the defense. And it is tough to be an offensive lineman nowadays, especially if you're dealing with how the defensive tackles have evolved. Their quickness, their agility, their speed has changed the big guys in the middle, the center, and the offensive guards. Formerly, they were just power players. Now they have to be light on their feet as well to keep up with the speed of the defensive players.
And the Steelers signal for another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Fresh set of downs here.
Watch it now, Barney. Now let's go. Green, 39. Green, 39. Watch it now, Barney. Barney. Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Steps away. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. Give him 8 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Back to throw here. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Looking to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Now, they've got to be a little frustrated here to not complete that on 3rd down after having such a long drive going.
Hey, you're talking about going over 70 yards on the drive. Yeah, did you say a little frustrated?
Very frustrated.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Very frustrated. There's no doubt about it. They thought they were going to have a chance to cash in the end zone. Now it looks like it's likely a field goal attempt.
It's a little bit of time left here in the 2nd quarter, but they get the field goal near the end of the 1st half to expand that lead.
Yeah, that's got to feel good, but they can't let up. Now on the kickoff, they've got to make sure they don't give up a big return or big yardage to set up the other team for one last chance to score themselves.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
He's got a man, complete, 20, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A big play there in the final seconds of the 1st half. And the Steelers are going to retake the lead. Extra point now by Boswell. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And now following the timeout, we'll see if the offense tries to change things up.
3 down, 3 down. Now let's go. Boom, land it.
They'll try and throw for it. And he's got it. The try for 2 is successful, and it pushes the lead up to a field goal. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, where Larry Ridley has our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. So 3rd and 5, 3rd and medium here. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Trying to lay one up deep. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the third quarter. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can go inside the locker room, all right? And I think we would see up on the grease boards, stop them defensively, get the ball back for the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple, right? The last part, we have to find out if that's going to happen. But the first part worked to perfection. Did exactly what they wanted, and now their offense has to pay it off.
See if they can get the latter 50%. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
McKinnon. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. A dump down to McKinnon. And he's going to get this inside the 30. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Carry here for Orleans Darkwa. And down inside the 15 he goes. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. He's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Second down following the incompletion. Now they'll throw here out of the gun, being chased out left. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's third down. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field. They got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and give these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. So the incomplete pass brings up 2nd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
6 yards on the pickup, and it'll be a 2nd down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. It looked like he might have had a window there, but the rhythm was just a little bit off.
It certainly was, because everything that has to come together to get a pass completed, yeah, you're right. The sync just wasn't there.
And this is going to be incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
And Sturgis able to knock it through, and that's going to tie things at 20. So after the pick, they can't capitalize for 6, but they do get 3.
And I know in this situation, most of us want to focus on the offense. You know what side of the ball I played on. Let's give that defense a lot of credit, taking it over in a sudden change situation and shutting them down.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Now back to throw. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay, because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
They'll look to throw here. And he comes back with one complete. And a gain there of 11 yards.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's got this one just across midfield to the 49. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, it makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. He's having a nice game through the air. His decision-making's been really good. Solid there again. Just seeing nothing downfield, goes underneath. Nice game.
How about the patience? Because when you're having a big game through the air, you're looking for those chunk plays, those big ones downfield. Instead, as you noted, takes the check down, dumps it off, gains good yardage anyway. Really well executed.
No gain, and it's 2nd down. And when you're running the football, one thing you don't want to see is a big boy coming up there to swallow you whole in those D tackles and nose tackles.
No, you're actually counting on your big boys to protect you from them. But on that play, the defensive tackle had the leverage, and he won the battle. No gain, correct?
No gain. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
A lot of teams love to throw screen passes. They want to tire out defenses so they make them run a lot. But there are a lot of moving parts on a play for an offense when they call that one. Because you got the linemen that have to move. You got the wide receivers that have to get out and vacate. You got the running back that's got to make a little fake and then get out into the route. And, of course, the quarterback, he's got to hold in there and know he's probably going to take a big hit before he lofts the screen off to the back. Why didn't he catch it? That's all he needed to do for them to be successful.
Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. It'll be spotted on the right hash. A 52-yard attempt. And we're back now here in Cleveland. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to break our 4th quarter time. And this won't make it. Off the crossbar and no good. And a big letdown there as this remains a tie game. That close to taking a 4th quarter lead, but the goalposts, they had other plans.
I thought it was on target. It looked good off his foot, but then doink, off the metal and out. And those are the kind of breaks that can definitely swing a ball game.
Over the middle, the catch by Coleman. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. It's a gain of 5, and that'll make it 2nd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field. Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but For the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be
under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. And the defense coming through on third down, a loss of 7 to bring up fourth. Here's Brett Kern now as he'll kick it away for the second time. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line. And now out come the Steelers. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer
this time?
Get a little
closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. Throwing the slant pattern here, complete. Taking it right down Broadway. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Their dangerous wide receiver, 95 yards. And the Steelers are going to take the lead. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. So he missed his lone field goal try, but he's got this one as that extends their lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. And the Browns getting set to go. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up. But you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over.
You didn't turn it over.
Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Anthony Barr in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. He's going to find a man here. It's complete. And he's brought down after a good gain. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, any caused incompletion is good for a defense. But when you add to it that you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the fourth quarter, you got to feel pretty good as a defense.
And incomplete. Almost intercepted. The D lineman almost had it. Couldn't hang on. Here's Brett Kern now as he's on to punt for Cleveland. This is taken at the 18. $21 yards. Well done on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
And the defense in desperate need of a stop. They have to get off the field and get the ball back to their offense if they want a chance.
Hurry up, here we go.
of the gun. They'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. A gain of 3, second down. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. They'll set up to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still ended up with a solid game.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line. And now the Browns offense trots back onto the field. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Jerick McKinnon, his second touchdown on the season. And the Browns are within an extra point of tying this thing up. And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the fourth. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. Here's Corey Grant now to return. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. And the Steelers set to take the field. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play, but if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, they've all been going together as one unit downfield. It's a really nice pickup.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah,
now before the second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And the offense will be looking to get at least some of this yardage back here. It's 2nd and 12. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's going to let this one go deep. And this is caught inside the 5. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A big play there with time running out. And the Steelers are going to take the lead. And he's able to put it through. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. One possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. They'll run it now out of the gun. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Here we go.
He'll look to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. And the knee is taken for the Steelers out of the victory formation. A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not in a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
So for Pittsburgh, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for the Browns, they'll drop to 0-2, and they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been